On my way home from seeing this movie, I decided to take a lift. Go ahead, you can laugh. What's up, internet? Welcome to Weirdo Reviews. I'm Jonathan Sim, your favorite movie weirdo, and it is time for a review.
How do you know my dad?
He kidnapped me.
I got an idea! Oh!
We killed some people.
Huh.
Stuber, rated R, in theaters July 12.
Stuber is an action comedy written by Tripper Clancy and directed by Michael Dowse. The film stars Kumail Nanjiani as an Uber driver who is forced by this tough-as-nails cop played by Dave Bautista to basically drive him around and solve a case. That's essentially what this movie is, just action comedy, buddy cop kind of thing, and I liked it. I had some fun with it. I had fun with Stuber. This is not a great movie by any means. It's definitely one of the weaker films I've seen this year in 2019, but I was able to have some fun with it. One of the best things about this movie is the comedic chemistry that Nanjiani and Bautista have. I feel like they were both really funny, and I think that I liked how they just had, these two very different characters just always be butting heads with each other and having all of these conflicts with both their personalities and with, what they wanted to do, and because of that, there was a lot of good comedy that came out of that. Their performances are also really, really good, and I completely bought, Kumail Nanjiani as this Uber driver who's just he doesn't want anything to do with what this cop is making him do, and there was a lot of really good comedy with that, and I think he gave a great performance, and he kind of stole the show from Bautista, honestly. Everything else is kind of a mixed bag, in terms of the action scenes, I think some of them were good, some of them weren't. There's a car chase scene. I thought it was really entertaining, but, in terms of actual fight scenes, it left me a little bit disappointed. Because you have Iko Uwais in your movie, alright? Iko Uwais, this guy was in The Raid and The Raid 2. If you have not seen those movies, you need to turn this video off and watch those movies, because Iko Uwais is probably one of my favorite action heroes ever, okay? He is an amazing martial artist, and I love watching him on screen. And this movie kind of wastes Iko Uwais. He doesn't really do that much in this movie in terms of stunt work. He gets one action scene near the beginning, and that was directed with a lot of shaky cam, and to the point where it almost got incoherent, and I didn't get it. You have one of the greatest stuntmen, one of the greatest martial artists to ever live in your movie, and you didn't do anything with him? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's fucking Iko Uwais. Look at this video. Look at this video right here. That's Iko Uwais right there. He is kicking ass right there, and they didn't take full advantage of his ass-kicking ability. The story is also, it's not anything great. It's nothing that we haven't seen before in an action comedy, It's just basically a retread of every single action comedy that we've all seen, These two very different people, they need to team up, beat up the bad guys, resolve their conflicts, just save the day. And it's nothing that we haven't yet seen in a movie. It's very predictable, very formulaic, by the numbers action comedy. Another thing that they did with Iko Uwais, which I didn't like, was he was basically the bad guy in this movie, and he was the most two-dimensional bad guy ever. He had virtually no lines in the entire movie. We get very little screen time with Iko Uwais' character, and we never really get any motivation for, why he's doing what he's doing. We don't really get to learn about his motivations, or what he's actually doing, and how, his evil actions would actually, affect everyone else in a negative way. There's very little of that. We don't really get to know what would happen, if the bad guys win, and we don't really get to get wrapped up in that conflict. So yeah, the bad guys in this movie are very, very generic. There's nothing special about them, absolutely nothing memorable about them. They're just two-dimensional goons, just bad guys We don't really actually like try to be like, oh my god, yeah, you kill those bad guys, yeah, come on, yeah. There's very little of that just because we don't really actually get to know anything about the bad guys. This movie also has a plot twist in it, which I thought was completely unnecessary. Like, it was very inconsequential and it didn't really do anything to change the way the story plays out, and I feel like they could have taken out this whole twist and the story wouldn't have been any different. And there's also a scene that really sticks out like a sore thumb, which is where, like, you know, Stu, our main character, he is also working in a department store and his boss gets so much backstory and so much development, and I'm like, this boss character doesn't even contribute to the story. Like, you could take out the boss character again and the story wouldn't have been any different. So like, why did they give so much development to Stu's boss but not the actual villain of the movie? Like, it was a very weird choice to me. But overall, once again, if you want to see a really, really fun action comedy that maybe you've already seen dozens of times before, then you should watch this movie. But if you want to see a better action comedy, stay home, watch Rush Hour or 21 Jump Street. Those are better movies. Still though, on its own, this movie was okay. It was just like, you know, very predictable, but there were some good laughs to be had throughout. And, you know, even though it doesn't reach its full potential in terms of action and comedy, I do feel like this movie is kind of entertaining. You know, it's entertaining enough, and I was able to have a little bit of fun with this movie. I'm going to give Stuber a 7 out of 10. Guys, what did you think of Stuber? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to see more reviews in the future, please subscribe, and as always, stay weird.
Take a shot, Stu! Just defeat him! Stu, take a shot! Ah! I got this.
Hello, operator? We need help. Someone's trying to murder us. Hello, operator? We need help. Someone's trying to murder us.